YouTube crew, what is going on? And welcome back to another video. Now, let me quickly explain my thought process and the format behind today's video because it's a little bit more complex than usual. Now, for my thought process, I actually approach this video from two separate angles. The first angle is going to be you have a squad that you play with. You drop in with the same people day in and day out, and you're really looking to stop relying on them as much. The second angle is going to be you do not have a squad to play with. You play fills, and you really can't rely on your teammates. So we are going to be looking at how do we stop relying on our teammates with the understanding that, look, if you are playing fills, it is going to be much more difficult than if you play with a squad. Now, the format for today's video is going to be pretty standard. I'm going to be giving you a bunch of tips on how to stop relying on your teammates while breaking down a 22 kill win that I had while playing with some randoms. So let's get into it. Before we drop in here, if you are looking for people to play with, I'm going to go ahead and put my Discord link down in the comments below. We always have people in there that are looking for teammates. So tip number one is going to be land together. Now, in this scenario with randoms, notice that my teammate actually pinged the bounty right here, and I confirmed. So, you know, if you are playing with randoms, you definitely still want to land with your squad. Use this as an opportunity to learn different parts of the map. You never know where they're going to land. Generally, what I like to do is if they don't ping anything, I'm going to jump from the plane. I'm immediately going to pull my parachute, and then I'm basically just going to, you know, see where they go, and I'm just going to follow them. Now, if you play with a squad, I want you to land in the same spot every game. I don't care where it is, just not security. Security is the one place that I wouldn't advise that you land. Anywhere else is fair game. Biochem, Harbor, Nova, headquarters, control, prison, wherever you want to land, go ahead and land there. Just know that spot better than everybody else. You know, I want you to know the audio cues, the jump spots, the call-outs with your teammates, and really focus on winning that early game. So if you play with a squad, land in the same spot every game. If you play with randoms, really use this as an opportunity to learn different parts of the map. Now, the second thing is getting loadout. You know, if you're playing with randoms, you have two options. You can either find $7,500 yourself, or you can spam the request money button until they drop it. Either one is viable. One's more annoying than the others, and hopefully you get teammates like I got here who are open to buying loadout. I got lucky this game, but it's not always that case. If you're playing with a squad, as soon as you get $7,500, you need to find a way to get loadout. Somebody's got to collect that money. You got to get loadout down because if you die, you do not bring that money back. So you want to get loadout down ASAP so that you can drop, at the very minimum, if you die, you can fly in and grab loadout. So if you're playing with randoms, spam that cash button or figure it out. Now, this kind of leads me to the next point, which is cash flow. You know, you are very much responsible for your own cash flow, whether you're playing with randoms, and we're going to get into a breakdown a little bit later. It's a little bit of a slow early game and a hot end game. And I do want to talk about that because we're going to be talking about how I still managed to drop 22 kills, even though the pace doesn't say that I should. You don't have to full send everything to get 20 bombs. Now, going back to what I was talking about is in terms of cash flow, you know, you want to get contracts up and basically grab contracts. In that case, we grabbed the bounty that got poached. That's going to allow us to start to play by ourselves. You know, a lot of times as you start to separate from your teammates, you're not going to be able to come together to collect cash. So you need to focus on how is your cash flow. If somebody has 20 grand, that person has to spend that money. Now, real quick, we're going to be a little all over the place here because I want to highlight this scenario right here. Your teammates in Rebirth are your lifeline, okay? Your teammates in Rebirth are your lifeline. I am going to die here. It's super unfortunate. It is what it is. It is part of Rebirth. If you watch people and they don't die, then they're probably editing it out. I don't know. I'm not calling anybody out here. Everybody dies in Rebirth. Whether you like it or not, having a clean game is nearly impossible. It's part of it. So use your teammates as a lifeline. My teammates are still up here, so I'm going to have the opportunity to come back. It is super unfortunate. I didn't play that situation well. It is what it is. I can learn from it. It's like I always say, learn from the situations where you die. So I'm going to go ahead and fly back in here, and I'm not going to be able to get my loadout guns. But that's just part of it, is use your teammates as a lifeline to basically stay alive and keep challenging. It's part of separating with your squad and getting better. Now, going back to cash flow, right? We want to have contracts up if we can. I don't think we do a really good job of that here, but ultimately, we need to pay attention to cash flow. That's going to allow UAVs to stay up. Again, it's much easier when you have a squad that you play with to communicate these things and really be on the same page. I'm going to go ahead and rotate over to loadout here and really be on the same page when it comes to getting contracts and buying UAVs. It's harder when you're responsible for your own cash. You really got to pay attention to it. This is where I say you really should play with the squad as much as possible. Playing with randoms is hard. Playing with randoms is hard when it comes to staying alive. I noticed that. I played a day, I think 2 days two streams of playing with randoms, and it was tough. I didn't get a lot of wins because there were times where I'd put myself and challenge somebody. By the way, I have 6,000, so I'm going to go ahead and rotate and get a UAV up. Paying attention to cash flow, make this game much easier, and that's going to allow me to have information about where other people are. You know, playing with randoms is tough, so if you are looking for teammates, like I said, make sure you join Discord. We always have people. I would always recommend playing with the squad. That's just going to help with communication, especially when it comes to being the last person alive. You know, communicating, hey, so-and-so, you're the last person alive. Don't die here. Don't challenge this person. Be careful of the situation you put yourself in. So, you know, when it comes to tips for starting to separate, we need to win our early game. We want to get loaded down, really focus on cash flow so that we can really understand what's going on. You know, I noticed that there's two people below me here, puts me in a much better situation to challenge here and be ready for these people. And that's why I always talk about, you know, keeping UAVs up as much as possible. It's much easier when, you know, you can either focus on your own cash flow or you have teammates who are on the same page as you. But overall, I think the biggest thing when it comes to playing with randoms or starting to separate is really taking control of your own game, right? Using your teammates as a lifeline, like I said, and starting to play by yourself, because that's what's going to allow you to get more kills. You're not going to have to compete with other people for more kills. By the way, I talked about pace earlier. We have 6 kills. We have 5 other teams. We're already in second circle. I'm still going to drop 22 this game. So I noticed people to the left, but using your teammates as a lifeline. Now, that doesn't mean go crazy, like full sending everything. You still want to play smart. What I want you to understand is that by splitting from your squad and playing smart and being strategic about your pushes, it's actually going to give you an opportunity for more kills. Do not have to full send everything, right? I get 1 kill there, right? I'm playing by myself here. So I have 7. I'm going to go ahead and challenge this way. Boom. I'm going to get the second one down. I get the thirst. I notice the last one's pushing in. We're able to get the down in the thirst. Now, I do end up team wiping that team, so we're down to 4, but that's 3 kills right there because I'm playing by myself, whereas if I'm playing with a squad, I probably get, you know, 1, maybe 2 there. It's very hard when you're competing with people. Notice cash flow, so we're going to go ahead and pop UAV here. We're going to get UAV up. We're going to see what we can find. I see people over to the right. So I'm going to go ahead and challenge. Look how separated they are, right? This is a smart push. There's one above me. There's one down this way. So I see him there. I'm going to tag him a little bit. I'm being smart about the teams that I push. That's part of playing 1v2, 1v3, and 1v4 situations. Again, I'm trying to see what I can find. Playing a little bit more patient. Notice my teammate's with me here, so he's going to go ahead and push up. And we didn't have any comms this game. That's the other tough part. Now, I'm going to separate from my squad. I'm going to play by myself again. I'm going to go push this guy roof, see what I can find. I'm going to wait for one more UAV ping. Now, we look at the cash flow. We have good cash flow, but I don't have comms with my teammates to tell them to go spend it. So I'm really on my own here. I get the down, I get the thirst. I see one flying in this way. And one big part of playing with randoms is going to be keeping track of information, right? Understanding where people are, not forgetting kind of where people are flying into and using that information to your advantage. You don't want to forget stuff. So I have 1 to my left and 1 over kind of to my right here. So I see, and I missed the fire sale, unfortunately. It's just super unfortunate. I wish I'd been able to hit it to get that UAV up, but we're going to go ahead and rotate here. By the way, 10 kills, 4 other teams. This lobby's going to pretty much stay this way for a while. And notice I was just clearing buildings, trying to see what I could find. Couldn't really find anything. We're going to go in and rotate this way, see what we can find. And this is the tough part about not having information. I don't really know where anybody is right now. This is where if you are playing with the squad, you can say, Aleko, go buy a UAV. He does. I didn't calm him to. He just did. He was on the same page. So now I know there's people back this way. Watch how I play this. We're going to get the first down here. We're going to go ahead and reach out the second guy. And this is where I don't worry about my teammates. I just got to execute myself. I just have to execute that situation. I get the first down. I get the second down. I'm going to go ahead and play it up here. I still have UAV up so I know where everybody is. And we're going to get that down in thirst. Now, if you are looking to get better Rebirth, by the way, I took my KD from a 0.72 over a 4 KD. So if you are looking to get better, just consider hitting that subscribe button down below so that my content gets pushed you a little bit more. And if you do want to know when I post videos every single day. I also live stream 4 days a week on YouTube. So if you want to know when I post or when I'm live, make sure you turn on the notification bell as well. Now, I know there's people over here, right, keeping track of information that I had. By the way, let's take a quick look. 13 kills, 3 other teams here. I do have enough for a UAV, but don't really have a buy station. So I'm going to get that down in thirst, immediately use the next piece of information to my advantage, right? I have 2 people over here. So that's going to be part of playing with randoms, is really using the information that you have, as well as, you know, I won't even say with randoms. I'll just say in this scenario, starting to separate from your teammates more is going to be using that information when you get it down in the thirst to then know. So I get the down in the thirst. I notice the next one's above, so I'm going to go ahead and challenge on the rooftop, right? Watch how I play this. I don't see him. I'm going to challenge this guy right here. I'm able to get the down. Immediately hear one pushing up the ladder, so I'm going to challenge. I'm not going to worry about the thirst, and I'm able to get the team wipe right there. 16 kills, 2 other teams. By the way, notice I got the kill on the guy that was roof, so let's use my information. I have one person down here, and I have one person up above. So we're going to play with a little bit of pace here. We're going to start to play a little bit faster, and I'm going to go ahead and push this guy down here. I still have, you know, 50 seconds until the circle closes, so I have plenty of time to still rotate back up the hill, which is where I want to be for this end game. So I'm going to get the down. I'm going to get the thirst. Ghosted up the hill still. So what I want to do is actually get back up here so that I can really go challenge this ghosted player and hold him out of zone. This is our power position right here. Still basically 2 other teams. We got 3 other people. I've got 18. And just a quick review these tips, because I know I'm not going to end up finding this ghosted guy. We're going to talk about landing together as a squad, no matter what, whether you're playing with randoms or not. We're talking about getting loadout down at all costs, no matter what it takes. We're going to talk about cash flow to really get UAVs up and understand information. We're going to talk about using your we talked about using your teammates as a lifeline so that you can fly back in and really stay alive. And then, of course, we're finishing this up talking about how you don't have to full send everything. So I'm going to go ahead and challenge this guy this way. I'm going to get the down. Now, I know his teammate just flew in, and knowing late game, he has more than a pistol, so I can't worry about that rose skin. I gotta go challenge this guy. I'm gonna break him, and I have the combat scout on, which is a huge advantage in my opinion. That right there is why I run combat scout over amped, because in my opinion, knowing exactly where that person is going to and what their next move is going to be is a massive advantage. You know, I knew that person was pushing right. It was so easy to track. Now I'm going to go ahead and play smart here. I'm going to grab my teammate back. I'm going to grab a self-revive. And you know what? While my teammate didn't bleed out, I'm actually kind of glad my teammate didn't bleed out there, because I wanted to self-revive. I probably could have bought a UAV as well and figured out where these last 2 teams were. But right here, by the way, we have 2 other teams, and we have, I guess, 2 other people. So it's a 3v1v1 because my teammate hasn't died yet. So right there, it's 2 teams and 2 people. So I'm going to go ahead and play high ground here, play rooftop, see what I can find. I have 1 person right there. We're able to get the down and the thirst. Now it's a 2v1 situation. Just got to go clutch this up. Look at the gas mask play, by the way. Or not the gas mask, but the gas play. I'm going to go ahead and rotate all the way up here real quick, because we talk about end games all the time. Let's talk about power position and cover right here. Our power position is, notice there's not much room for him to be over this way. So I'm going to go ahead and take this kind of high ground right here where I still have a little bit of cover. I can always push down to the shack if I need to, but I'm going to see him right here. I'm going to go ahead and get the down as he's pushing in. My teammate's going to go ahead and rotate up and get the thirst, and that is a 22 kill win with randoms right there. So really just focusing on those kind of tips that I was talking about. I hope you found today's video helpful. As I said, if you are looking to find teammates to play with, make sure you join the Discord. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.